Hello friends, hello and welcome back to our little coffee club. Today, for the very first time, we're gonna pull shots on the new Lelit Bianca version 3 in white. As you see back there behind me, the espresso machine finally arrived and I can't wait to share our first few shots here with you guys. This video is gonna be as live as I can possibly make it. I am filming this on Saturday. Right now it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna upload this video tonight. It'll be up and ready for you guys tomorrow, Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of time to edit this. I'm not sure if I'll put any music on the video or anything like that. I don't even know if you guys care about that. You probably don't. It's something that I like to do so that there's not those gaps of silence when I'm tasting the coffee or prepping something. But I don't think you guys really care that much anyway. Besides, all of my editing time has already gone into making this 2.5 minute. I think it's gonna end up being, I'm not done with it, but I think it's gonna end up being around 2.5 minute clip of the very first shot I ever pulled on this machine. So I finally received the machine on that Monday. Like I had told you guys, I was expecting it on the weekend and it didn't arrive, but it did get here on Monday. So I received the machine on a Monday. I had to wait until the next following weekend so that I could record the unboxing, and you guys will see that video will be next after this video. So it'll be next weekend's video. But I did record the unboxing like some of you had asked me to do. I'll share with you guys what comes in the box and my first thoughts. You'll see as I'm opening everything up and my first thoughts of everything. So that I think that'll be kind of fun. Plus, on that video, I also recorded making coffee on the mocha pot, because a few people had asked me to do that Lavazza Rosa coffee. I did brew it on the mocha pot. It was my very first time ever grinding coffee for the mocha pot. So, you know, it's kind of fun. That'll be coming up next week. So today, it's all about the Bianca. We're gonna pull a couple of shots. The coffee I'm gonna use is the one we had from Acme. It's not up here right now because it's already in the canister. So you guys saw the video when I put it in here. So that's the one that I dialed in so far and the only one that I've used so far on the Bianca. Now, I have these other two up here because I know I still owe you guys the video as to the Ritual Coffee. This coffee shop, these coffee shops are in the Bay Area in California, and it was a wonderful experience. I haven't opened it yet. This is still sealed from when I bought it, but I can't wait. I can't wait to share this one with you guys, and we'll get around to doing that. But you know, I received a new espresso machine, and we're gonna have to fit this in there. Also, I have this one out because it ran out. I ordered 3 more bags. I already received them. And something else I want to share with you guys as to this coffee is, well, you guys know how this, I mean, really has been like my favorite coffee ever. I already talked about it a whole bunch. There's a couple videos here on the channel where I talk about this coffee, so just check it out. It says like my favorite coffee ever or something like that, and it's all about this Good Brothers coffee. But I ordered 3 more bags, and I also got one of those little machines to vacuum seal food for the freezer. So I ordered the little bags and the little machine. It wasn't expensive at all, and I think it's kind of worth it moving forward if I end up with some coffees that I don't plan on finishing right away. Like now I have 3 more bags of this, so I'm gonna open 2 of the bags and I'm gonna portion them out in 100-gram portions, and I'm gonna vacuum seal it and put them in the freezer. And then we'll see how that works. I mean, people say that works very well, and you can keep your coffee like that for years if you wanted to. I don't plan on keeping it that long, but one of my thoughts is that as we go discovering new coffees, okay, eventually, I mean, I'm gonna open another bag of this and start using it, but the other 2 I'll put away. And then my plan is that if we run into a really spectacular coffee down the line, which I'm sure we will, my thoughts is to open one of the little sealed bags and then compare head to head what was my favorite, like all-time coffee versus whatever else we find. And we'll have a benchmark to always kind of compare things to, right? And you know, this is very particular to everyone. Not everyone doesn't have the same taste buds. I keep telling you guys, everyone has different flavor profiles that you like and different preferences. So it's different for everyone. But for me, something magical happened between myself and this bag of coffee. I'm hoping that the 3 that I just received are gonna be just as good. There's no reason to think that that they're not, because they came from the same roaster, from Good Brothers, and it's the same coffee and roasted in the same way, same machine, same everything. So hopefully it'll be really, really close to this one, because it was something magical. But anyway, let's get to the other counter. And before we do that, let's go ahead and roll that clip, the little clip that I prepared for you guys as to the very first shot I ever pulled on the Bianca. I recorded it for you guys. And I set up 2 different cameras. I had to get the footage off of both of those cameras. I had to record external audio, because it's the only way I was able to get, you'll see on the clip, the little nuances as to the little noises that are behind the music. And I think it added a whole bunch to the experience. So, it took me a while to do it. I hope it's worth it and that you guys enjoy it. But, at least it'll be there for me. And I'll always be able to look back and remember the very first shot I ever pulled on the Lelit Bianca. All right, so I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Anyway, if you just ran into my channel for the first time, consider joining us here on our little coffee club. We welcome you. Please comment something below. If you see anything here on this video that you want me to elaborate on, or you have any questions, I answer absolutely every single one of you. So comment below and join us here. We'd love to have you. Let's get to the other counter and pull a couple shots on the Bianca. All right, so you guys are gonna see pretty much the same workflow you just saw in that little clip. And when we get back to the other counter, I'll tell you guys how it is. I just ended up getting so lucky with the first shot and everything worked out so well. But we'll talk about it more in a second. Let's see if we get lucky again today. Okay, we're gonna dose out again 18 grams. I'm using the basket. I think it says from 18 to 20 grams or something like that on the basket itself, because the machine came with a few baskets. You guys will see that on the unboxing. The niche is already dialed in for this coffee, and the setting is just past 11. Let's call it 11.2. And right there, it gives me exactly what I'm looking for. And when I get back to the other counter, I'll explain more exactly what it is I'm looking for as to the shots I'm gonna be pulling moving forward on the Bianca, at least in the beginning, what I wanna practice on and what I wanna do with it. Okay, so those are 18 grams. Tear the scale. Okay, 17.8. It's between 17.9 and 18. I'm gonna put another bean in there. Okay, we are between 18.1 and 18.2. So we're gonna leave it there between 18.1 and 18.2. So again, I keep the beans in one of these Fellow Atmos canisters because they build a vacuum and they help to keep your coffee as fresh as possible. Now the other alternative for really long time storage is what I want to try now with the vacuum sealing the little bags and then storing it in the freezer. So we'll do that on another video. But for now, we got our 18.1, between 18.1 and 18.2. Let's grind on the niche and see what we get today. Okay, so let me check retention for you guys and see what we get. Everyone's favorite part. All right, we were right between 18.1 and 18.2. We're still there, so pretty much what we put in is what we got out. Again, our little reliable niche. All right, so let's go and do some puck prep. Again, we're gonna talk a little bit about, you know, my first thoughts on this machine. But wow, I gotta say, some of the stuff that came with it, like the portafilters, and I mean, the thing just looks like jewelry. I mean, it is really awesome. It's so much nicer, like when it's like right in front of you in person than what you see in videos and pictures and stuff. It's really, really cool. Everything looks like so well made and just beautiful. I gotta say that the thing really looks like jewelry. Okay, so we got a new dosing ring or dosing funnel. This one is from Normcore. It's the one that has the little magnets underneath, so it kind of stays on top of the portafilter. But I do have to say, and we'll talk about this, you know, some more in some of the other videos. But I gotta say, it doesn't stick at all. At least on this one. On the bottomless one, it seems to stick to that one pretty well, but on this one it just stays kind of loose. Now people like it because it doesn't have the part that goes into here, and it kind of, when you remove it, it kind of leaves an indentation, a ring around the portafilter like this in the coffee grounds. And people, I mean, I don't see what the big deal is if you're gonna distribute and use WDT and all that, but people seem to hate that. Again, another thing is that now I don't have to kind of like pour it in here. You could still do that. As a matter of fact, on the video, that's what you saw me doing, because it was my very first shot, and I forgot that, you know, this being a 58 millimeter, now you could just put it. It goes flush right with the portafilter. So then you can kind of just use it this way. Tamp it down, of course, because if not, you're gonna have a little mess in your hands. But if you distribute it kind of well like this, then you have no problem. Okay, nothing stayed in there today. But anyway, if you're gonna do WDT and you want to distribute and declump really well with the WDT, then you're better off putting this back on. If not, you're probably still gonna have a spillage. Unless you ground the coffee like extremely fine and it's really well in there, you will still make a little mess. You know, moving forward, we'll talk more and more about all this, but I do have to say that so far, you know, I find the process with the Bianca to be easier than on the Brevo infuser. And I didn't see that coming at all. I thought it would be like, I don't know, more to think about and more, I don't know. I just thought it was gonna be harder. And actually it's not. It turned out to be like an easier process so far. Okay, another thing is that you saw that I don't have a distributor for this 58 millimeter distributor yet. So I just tamped, and you know, again, with the distributor, you guys know my opinion on that. Maybe it doesn't even do anything. So I don't know. I'm just gonna tamp for now until I get one. I will get one eventually. I do want to get one this time that is weighted so that it presses into the coffee no matter how far down the coffee is, and you don't have to be adjusting. I never used to adjust the other one. If it pressed down, then I figure it would do, it would obviously distribute the coffee somewhat, and it was a good thing. But a lot of times it's barely pressing or not doing anything. So this time I do want to get a weighted one, and we'll see when I get that. But for now, I'm just gonna tamp, and for some reason, this tamper just sits way better in my hand, and I'm actually able to just tamp normal, and it kind of works. I still check it to make sure it's even everywhere, but it kind of just works way better. So with this one, I could see myself getting used to doing like just normal tamping like everyone. Maybe not having to like feel around here to make sure I got it nice and even. But anyway, again, some more of my thoughts as I'm learning this whole new process. Now, in an effort to keep everything tidy and new looking, okay, I do like to use my little brush on this, because I do see that sometimes I get a little bit of coffee grounds in here, and there's like a bigger gap between the portafilter and the actual filter basket, that sometimes the coffee wants to get in there, and I don't want it to like start getting stuck in the group head of the machine. So another thing is, as you guys saw on the first on that first clip, I got me a puck screen, okay, a Normcore 58.5 millimeter. This is the 1.7 millimeter puck screen, and the reason is that I just want to keep the machine as clean as possible. So by using a puck screen, you have a lot less likelihood of the grounds getting into the machine or the puck getting stuck on the group head. I want to avoid all of that. So just use a puck screen, and is it gonna give you a better shot? Probably not. I don't think it has anything to do with that. It's just mostly just to keep everything clean. So let's lock it in and see what we get. Okay, let me set up the camera closer so you guys could see the shot. Moving forward, another thing is that I want to I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I would like to see, for you guys to be able to see what's going on with the pressure gauge. Okay, the pressure gauge is this one right up here. And, my whole idea, I was going to talk about this when I got back to the other counter, but I got into it now, so I might as well tell you a little bit about it. But my whole idea about being able to do pressure profiling with this machine, okay, is to pull Slayer shots. We'll talk more about that later, but basically a Slayer shot is a 9-bar shot, but a really long shot. It's about usually between 40 seconds and a whole minute long. And half of that time you're doing pre-infusion. So let's say you pull a minute long shot. So about 30 seconds of that should be your pre-infusion, and 30 seconds at 9-bar. If it's more like a 40-second shot, then 20 seconds is your pre-infusion, and 20 seconds is your 9-bar shot. So basically that's how you split it. And you want to get it as close to that as possible. And again, from coffee to coffee, you might want to be closer to the 40 seconds total brew time, or you might want to be closer to the 60 seconds. And we'll talk more about Slayer shots and all of that later, but I do want to have some kind of camera angle so that you guys could see what's going on here. Because I gotta say, and we'll talk more about this when I get back to the other counter, but I've pulled very little few shots on this machine so far, and I've been actually able to do exactly that, pull exactly that, and I got the hang of it pretty much right away. So let's see what we get this time. Okay, as you guys are gonna see in a second, this machine has a shot timer. So as soon as I hit the lever so it starts brewing, the shot timer will start timing the shot. That would be like me starting the timer on the Breville machine as soon as I press the button, okay? You guys know that I've been timing the shots from first drip. Now, the cool thing about having the scale that times the shot for you at first drip and having the machine time the shot as soon as you start the shot is that then the difference between the two timers, that's your pre-infusion time. So let's say that this one at the end of the shot reads 60 seconds, okay? And this one reads 30 seconds. That means it was spot on, 1 minute long, right? 30 seconds was the pre-infusion and 30 seconds was the 9-bar part of the shot. So the only thing you guys are not gonna be able to see is the pressure on the little gauge. So you won't be able to see that, but basically while you're doing pre-infusion, you're supposed to stay between 2 and 3 bars. That's what I researched. So between 2 and 3 bars, you could theoretically start getting a few drips, and you can get as much as 1 to 2 grams on the cup and still count it as pre-infusion, okay? So if you're getting that in 20 to 30 seconds, and then you go to 9 bar, and it brews your whole yield in another 20 to 30 seconds, then it's a proper Slayer shot. So that's what we're shooting for. We'll see if we get anything close to that. But like I said, I took to this thing like a fish to water, and I've been able to do pretty good with it. So let's see what happens this time. But hopefully the scale's gonna cooperate with us. Okay, so we're starting the scale there. You know, I think I'm gonna brew into my cappuccino. I have my shot glass there, but I'm gonna pour into this one this time. Just one more area, I don't wanna. Okay, so we're kind of ready to go there. So I started with the paddle, kind of like at, I would call this 5 o'clock. So it's not straight on me. You see, it's not straight on me. It's more like, let's call this 5 o'clock. This would be 6 o'clock. This would be 7 o'clock, right? So I started here. As soon as it starts to build pressure, I pretty much almost close it all the way. And the pressure is going to slide down. Then I start opening it up to kind of level it off between 2 and 3 bar. And as soon as I have 25 to 30 seconds, I'll go ahead and go the other way until I get to 9 bar. And then again, it's going to probably overshoot a bit. So then you just kind of mess with it until you get it exactly on 9 bar until your shot is done. So that's kind of the process with this thing. So we started right here. And as soon as it starts to build pressure, then I'll pull it back and then dial it in between 2 and 3 bar. Hopefully I'll be able to get some kind of another, well, I have camera, so I just need something that will hold it up this high. We'll see. I'm still trying to figure that one out. All right, so here we go. Okay, here goes the pressure's building. So now I have to clock it down, bring it down some more. Okay, I'm right there, right below the 3 bars. And I still haven't gotten any drips. So I'm right around 3 bars, 25. I'm gonna wait till 30 seconds. You see, I'm getting some drips. I'm at 30 seconds, now I'm gonna go to 9 bar. So this so far is pretty much picture perfect. The pressure has ramped up slowly. It kind of leveled off at 8 bar. I'm opening it up. Okay, I have it right at 9 bar right now. Now I'm gonna look for the yield somewhere around, you guys know I like my shots, somewhere around 48, 50 grams. Maybe we'll stop it today around 48. I'm right at 9 bars, by the way, right at 9 bars. We are at a minute into the shot. Okay, right there. We have 48.4 grams in 36 seconds. That's the brew time. As you can see, the shot time is 64 seconds. So, you know, it's a little bit long, just a little bit long. So I can either grind a little bit coarser, or maybe, you know, we had 18.2 grams in. So maybe if we would have had just 18, it would have been just right on there. But I know that I already did this process. And we'll talk, let's just get back to the other counter. Let's get back to the other counter and keep talking. All right, so it was already dialed in, so, you know, it's not like I got lucky, but I got really lucky the first time I was able to get a really good shot right from the get-go. Let's give it a stir, since I'm not using my shot glasses. All right, so this is the Acme coffee, the one I brought back from Seaside, California, there by Monterey, on our trip to the Bay Area. All right, for me, that's awesome. It's perfect. You know, it really is. For me, it's a perfect shot. It's got just the right level of acidity and brightness, balanced by the sweetness. So, you know, that Acme coffee as espresso was really good. And on the Lelit Bianca, it doesn't disappoint. I do have to say that so far, you know, like I said, I took like a fish to water on this thing. It was so easy. I wish you guys could have seen the pressure gauge, but it was picture perfect. It did exactly as what I wanted it to do. You know, I've seen on other people's videos how sometimes it like overshoots by a whole bunch, and like they can't control the pressure. It's all over the place. I haven't had that problem. I'm pretty much have gotten it to do what I wanted to do every time. So I haven't had any problems so far. I wonder if it's something that they've done with the version 3. You know, they perfected it little by little. I don't know. I doubt it. I think that the E61 group head and that needle valve that they're using to control the flow, I don't think, you know, there's not a lot to that. I don't think, but who knows? Maybe they have perfected it in some way. So yeah, that was the first thing I wanted to do with the Bianca. First thing I wanted to learn was how to pull Slayer shots. And you know, if you guys have any questions as to that, I think I already talked about it enough, but if you guys have any questions or want to ask me anything, any specifics as to Slayer shots themselves, well, they're called Slayer shots because, you know, Slayer, the machine, the company that makes the Slayer espresso machine in Seattle, Washington, they've, as far as I know, they were the first, at least the first consumer one that you could buy, just people were buying it for the house, that had the little paddle for the flow control. Okay, so you could kind of dial in you could control the pressure by controlling the flow. So really you're controlling the pressure at the puck. Okay, so how much water pressure the puck is feeling, that's what you're controlling. Because the pressure from the pump, that is staying constant, it's the same. But by controlling the flow to the actual coffee puck, and allowing more water to hit it or less water to hit it, that's how you're controlling that pressure at the puck. So as far as I know, Slayer, they're the ones that came up with that. And this, you know, I don't know a lot about Slayer machines, but from the research I've done, on their paddle, okay, they have two positions. They have like a head-on kind of what we'll call 6 o'clock position, where that's the pre-infusion position, and it's dialed in so that you get between 2 and 3 bars depending on the grind size. You'll get somewhere between 2-3 bars of pressure, and then when you put the paddle into the second position, then it'll just go to 9 bars and brew your shot for you. So that's the whole point, so that you could do those long pre-infusions, so that you have a smaller likelihood of channeling and of problems with the puck itself, and you'll get better extractions. They say that you'll get a sweeter shot and this and that, but as far as I know, even on my little Brevo infuser, I was able to get as sweet of a shot as I wanted. Well, obviously from coffee to coffee, it's gonna vary a whole bunch, but for that particular coffee, by controlling your brew time. Basically, you speed up your shot, you're gonna get a brighter shot, more acidity. You slow it down, you're gonna get sweeter. But you know, if you get to the point that it's too slow, then you'll start having some bitterness and it's over extracted. So just getting that sweet spot is the thing. That's how you have to dial it in. With the Bianca so far, I have found it to be a lot easier. You know, it's just a lot more flexible and more forgiving, so that even if you make a mistake, even if your puck prep is not spot on, by controlling the pressure, you could still get it to 2 or 3 bar, you could still get it to 9 bar. So I just find it so far easier. Let's just say that. So let me finish this here, and then we're gonna try to make a cappuccino and chit chat a little bit more. So far in the Bianca, you know, the very first shot I recorded for you guys, and I set up 2 cameras and everything so I could get those different angles, and so I could have something nice like that. I'm so glad it worked out. Imagine it would have been like a really watery shot all over the place, or like nothing came out, it choked. And I completely guessed at the grind size, okay? The only thing that I know is that when you go to a 58 millimeter portafilter, you're supposed to grind finer, okay? So on the Breville basket, you know, it's narrower, okay? So the diameter is a smaller diameter, but it's deeper. So the water has a harder time getting through there. So you have to grind coarser. On a 58 millimeter, you could grind finer because the diameter is bigger and the pocket gets more spread out and the water has an easier time flowing through it. So I knew that you had to grind finer. So I started at setting 14, okay? I started at setting 14, and that was the shot I recorded. And it tasted fine, but it was a little bit fast for what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like this kind of thing, like a Slayer shot. And I don't recall exactly how long that shot brewed for, but I want to say it brewed for like around 20 seconds with like a 20-second pre-infusion. So I was able to do that like kind of like half and half thing right from the get-go. I didn't have any problems with that. And I was so surprised. I was like, wow, this is just, it's pretty easy. And so, but it was a little bit fast, at least for this coffee. So the brightness and the acidity was a little bit high for me. So then that's how I dialed it into like kind of like what we got now. This one was just a tiny slow. I'm not getting any bitterness whatsoever, by the way. It's perfectly balanced, so I'm perfectly happy with this. But next time maybe I'll try to be closer to the 18 grams. Well, we're gonna pour another shot now, so we'll try it at 18 and see if it brews a little bit faster. So yeah, the first one I ground at 14 on the niche, right? So I ground at 14 and the shot was a little bit fast. So I said, okay, let me grind at 12. And on my second shot, that was all the same day. I pulled the first 3 shots. The same day was what it was. I think it was 2 weekends ago. Let me think. Yeah, 2 weekends ago. So I've had the machine already for like 3 weeks. You know, I had it a whole week. I set it up. I recorded the unboxing and all of that, and we brewed coffee on the mocha pot. That's next week's video. Then I was gone for a week. Well, the machine sat in the house for like a week, and on that following weekend, I recorded the unboxing. Then I was gone for a full week. And then now I'm back on this week. So I've had it for 3 weeks. I pulled 2 weekends ago, I pulled the first 3 shots, and the first one I ground at 14. It was a little bit fast. The second one I went down to 12, and something weird happened. Let me finish this. This is spot on, guys. It's so good. All right, beautiful. All right, so I ground at 12 my second shot, and instead of slowing down, it sped up and a whole bunch. The second shot was undrinkable. I had to throw it out. It was way under extracted, really sour tasting, and I had to throw it out. And it brewed, I don't remember, but it must have been like 15 seconds or something. So I'm going to attest that to just my puck prep probably was not good, and it fell apart, and the water just channeled all over the place, and it didn't extract anything, and it didn't build pressure, and it was bad. So that was the second one. Then on the third shot, I threw that one out. I brewed another one. On the third shot, I went down to 10. So I started at 14, but I went down to 12 and like nothing happened. So I thought like maybe I have to make a big change for it to see the difference. So I went down to 10, and then it became too slow. The third shot was too slow. It actually brewed for a little bit more than a minute, and the pre-infusion was spot on, like 25-30 seconds. So it's like a minute and a half shot, but it was still not sour. Again, this coffee is kind of a light roast. Is to over extract it is gonna take a bit. Okay, so it was not like over extracted, but it was not spot on. So then that's when I went to 12 again, and I tried on another day, it was a morning brew. It was be one day when I didn't go to the gym and I was able to do a morning brew, and I tried it at 12. It was almost spot on, and that's how I went down a little bit more, and I ended up at what we're doing now, 11.2. So that day I pulled 2 shots. So I did my first 3, then 2, and I had it dialed in. And after that, I pulled another 2 shots again on another morning brew, and it was 2 shots spot on. And both of them, I did the Slayer thing, and just like today, and it worked out perfect. So that's why I tell you guys, I kind of I took to it like a fish to water, and it's been very easy for me to mess around with the paddle and do the pressure profiling, and I haven't had any problems with it at all. Again, the machine is spectacular looking. It's like jewelry, I keep saying. So my first thoughts and the unboxing, we'll leave that for next week's video. We have a couple other little toys that we'll bring out and show you guys in coming videos. What else are we planning? Oh, I know that I still owe the gentleman that's commented a couple of times about me buying that other coffee from Lavazza. I will get around to doing that and probably freeze a bunch of it because I have so much coffee now. It's crazy. Oh, by the way, Good Brothers, check them out. Go to their website. They're having a big sale. So it's time to pick up some coffee from them. And it's Mother's Day. So you guys, this video will be up on Sunday. So, it'll be up at 7 a.m. So if you see the video, the very first day it's up, check out the Good Brothers website, maybe get a bag of coffee from them. They have a big sale going on. Another thing that they're doing is they're doing these little sample bags. So you don't have to buy a whole bunch. I think these are like 12 ounces most of the time, or 10 or 12 ounces, something like that. But they have smaller bags now that you could buy just to kind of try the different coffees. So you don't have to buy a whole bunch of, to try each kind of different roast they bring out. So that's kind of fun as well. So, but wow, I have so much coffee here now. So next week's video will be the unboxing. And then maybe after that, we'll finally go ahead and try the Ritual, open that up and tell you guys about my experience. Also, by the way, getting back from California, there was a interesting event that happened as to our flight and the stuff that went on. And we'll talk about that on an upcoming video, probably on the Ritual one. When we do the Ritual one in a couple weeks, I'll talk to you guys about that. And what I saw in the airport at San Francisco airport was pretty cool, and what happened on the way back and all of that stuff. Anyway, let's get to the other counter, pull another shot, and make a cappuccino. All right, I want to show you guys something. Just, some of my, first thoughts, some of the things I've been, kind of enjoying and noticing, right? It's the smart design of this portafilter, the spouted portafilter. On the Brevo one, the spouts come out to the side and straight down. On here, they kind of wrap around. And I always thought, I kind of liked the design of the Brevo one better, but now I see how this is a little bit smarter because, on the Brevo one, whenever I took it off of here, it tended to drip down and land on something, or I had to get it with some paper or something, right? But with this one, you could angle it like this and nothing will drip because, again, the shape of it. So if you have a little bit of water in here, a little bit of drip, it's just gonna go down here and it won't drip onto anything. So now I see how it is that it's smarter. The puck screen, again, you see how there's nothing on there. So I wonder if I can show you guys. Let me see if I can show you guys yeah, I could. All right, so you could see how the shower screen stays really clean, okay? Stays really clean. So the machine itself, so far, for me, it's easier to keep clean than the Brevo infuser, which I never expected, okay? Especially this being white, I thought, it's gonna splash and see. It does not splash anywhere. Look, I'm gonna run it a little bit. The design of this, the little grill, it makes the water kind of just go in and never splash up like it tended to do so on the Brevo infuser. So it's again just a nice little thing I noticed. So I really like the back of it. I haven't wiped down, and I've already pulled. This is my 8th shot so far on this machine, and you guys see there's nothing back there. It's perfectly clean. Where the water drips into what do you call this thing? The wastewater reservoir, whatever you call this thing. I can't think of the name, but whatever. It's spotless. It's spotless. At the end, you just kind of rinse it, and because it's just. Let me show you guys. Let me put this down. Give me a second. Again, this video is gonna be very kind of raw, unedited, and as live as I can make it for you guys. So, I hope that I don't say something like that doesn't make sense here or whatever, but if you guys have any questions, just ask me, please. I might overlook something here in my rush. I already spent all my editing time into making that little 2.5-minute clip, doing the external audio, the 2 different camera angles, all that stuff. And I will edit this video as far as cutting out some of the areas when I'm not talking or whatever, just to kind of make it shorter and make it more fun for you guys, so you're just not there watching paint dry. But anyway, let me show you what I meant. So you remove the grill. It's hard to do this with one hand. Okay, but you remove the grill, and then this is just, there's no it's just smooth, and there's no nooks and crannies where anything can hide. Let's just put it that way. Let me put it down again. Okay, so this just comes off real easy, okay? I'm not gonna take it out now, but it just comes off real easy. You rinse it in the sink, and then you dry it, and you're done, and nothing spills anywhere. It's really, really cool the way it's made, and real easy to maintain, and so far, and to keep it up. You guys are gonna hear me next week when I put up the video as to the unboxing and my first thoughts, where I talk about how I'm gonna fill the tank, because there's hardly no clearance between the tank and my countertop. By the way, if you guys want to know how high my countertop is or whatever, and dimensions, whatever, just comment below, and I'll make sure to answer each and every single one of you. Okay, so just comment below, and I'll answer your questions. But it's not that much of a big deal. You just need the right kind of little water bottle, and you can fill it easily. You don't have to move it or anything. Moving it's a pain in the neck. This thing is extremely heavy. You're gonna hear me complaining about that on the unboxing video. And as far as my cups, I thought maybe they wouldn't fit up here, but they do. There's no problem there. And by the way, this thing gets extremely hot. Not like a little bit hot. This gets extremely hot. It will burn you. So, you can't try not to touch any of these metal pieces. Everything's really, really hot. And your cups, I wasn't used to this on the Breville, because first, it doesn't get hot to the touch. It gets warm, but not like this. And the cup warmer, it does warm your cups in the Breville, but nothing like this. This will get them really hot. The Breville gets them warm. Let's just say it's warm. Let me put this back. And then you guys are gonna see me steam in a minute. Yeah, I don't know if I was, again, I'm trying to hold this with one hand and put this back, but you guys are gonna see me steam in a minute, and you'll see. But basically this is a dual boiler, so the steam is on tap, always ready. Plenty of pressure, always ready. Now, I've always wondered about the water spout, because it makes a lot of noise, so I thought it was coming out with pressure, but it really doesn't. Listen. You hear all that noise that makes you think that it's coming down with pressure, but it's not. It is really, really hot, but it's not like it's gonna splash or anything. It's not coming down with any kind of pressure. So yeah, that's just some of my initial thoughts on this machine. Maybe I should have made an Americano with that shot I just pulled. I've been meaning to do that, and again, I just haven't had time. I'm not home every weekend, so that's why I always gotta have some videos kind of ready and in the process. So I always have something on Sunday, because if not, it's just, I'm not going to be home every single weekend. So just kind of have to have things ready. So, all right, let's go ahead, grind another 18 grams, do some pug prep, and pull another shot. Okay, something else I wanted to show you guys. So what I usually do is I rinse everything out in the sink, and with kind of just regular temperature water, you know, it's kind of cold. So it kind of cools everything down a little bit. So what I do is just the same like on the Brevo, you know, I pull a dummy shot and I get the hot water right into the cup so it could heat up my cup again, okay? And that's gonna make your portafilter really hot again in just a couple seconds. And the puck screen is inside of it, so that's gonna get hot as well. Now in the beginning I didn't heat up the puck screen because when it's dry I don't do anything to it. It's like room temperature. I don't care. It's not gonna cool down my shot that much. Okay, so it's not that vital. But you know, after I rinse everything with the cold water from the sink, I do run it and everything gets hot again. So now this is gonna be like really hot again. So we're ready to go. Let's grind another 18 grams and do some puck prep. Oh, went over. Okay, 17.2. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more careful to get it right on 18. Okay, it's reading 18. I have a feeling we're in between like 17.9 and 18 because it kind of jumped a little bit too much there, but it's reading 18 steady, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's grind it. Again, grinder setting is, we're gonna call it 11.2, so it's just past 11. Okay, 17.8. We had a little retention. Let me try again. Man, Iceman, every time this happens, I think of you and little plunger that I keep forgetting to order. Wow. Okay, so we had a little retention. We're at 17.8. I'm gonna roll with that. The shot is maybe gonna speed up a little bit and we're looking for that anyway. So let's just go with 17.8 and see what happens. Let's go to puck prep. Again, puck prep, you gotta be careful because I did have the one shot that was really fast and I'm pretty sure it was because my puck prep was not good and the puck kind of fell apart, the water channeled all over. That's the only thing that can explain, you know, that the shot got so much faster because that should not have happened at all. And that's the only one, by the way, it's the only bad shot that I've gone with this machine. Only one so far. Okay, so the puck screen is really, really hot. Everything's really hot. So that's why I do that this way. Let's dry the portafilter. Okay, yeah, this is burning hot. Okay, perfect. Let's do some WDT. Just take your time, kind of work your way up. You know, you start way at the bottom and then you go in circles and you kind of keep going up higher. At the end, just kind of comb everything out. Make sure it's like evenly distributed everywhere. That's why if you're doing good WDT, I don't really think that you need a distribution tool. I don't think that's gonna add anything else to your to your process, but you know, it's one of the toys. I will probably get one, and again, I want to get a nice one of those weighted ones. And this tamper, I don't know if you could read it there, but this is a precision tamper. So I'm hoping that's focused there. I can't tell, but you know, I'm gonna include a few pictures maybe at the end of this video so you'll see some nice details of the machine and stuff. I'm not sure if this comes out, but it is 58.55 millimeter precision tamper, so it should work pretty nicely, and so far it's been doing the job. I don't see the need to get anything else here. Not to say I won't get it. And again, for some reason, this just fits in my hand a lot better. I can control it better and kind of tamp better with it. At the end, I still kind of feel around like this just to make sure it's nice and even. You know, just take your time. It's part, you know, this workflow is part of the fun of this whole coffee making thing, right? Okay, so I want to clean things up a little bit here. Make sure there's no coffee hiding in there. Get the puck screen. Lock it in and let's pull another shot. Another thing is now you don't have to like really hold on to the machine. You could, it's so heavy, you just, you know, lock in and you don't have, you like the little Breville, you kind of had to hold on to it so it wouldn't like swing around. Let me bring you guys in a little bit closer. Again, I don't have a lot of time for editing all of this, so hopefully I didn't say something crazy or some, you know, there will be like, I don't think I'm going to add any music to this video. Hopefully you guys will get enough music from that little, that little opening sequence. Who knows, maybe I put my little song that I always put at the end, I might use that one still. All right, so let's go ahead and pull a shot so we can make a cappuccino. Get the water out of my cup. Cup is nice and hot. Okay, let me start the scale. Okay, are we ready to go? Okay, A is flashing. All right, let's see if it cooperates with us again. Let me put the paddle again like at 5 o'clock. Here we go. All right, so it takes a few seconds before the pressure starts to build. Okay, as soon as it starts to go up, I start controlling the flow. Right there, I have it right on 3 bar. I didn't have any problem whatsoever. Okay, it started flowing quite a bit faster than last time, but it's all right. We're gonna go now to 9 bar. Okay, I have it at 9 bar. We're looking for around 48. Okay, I went a little bit over, but you guys know I always shoot somewhere around 50 grams, so 51.1 in 26 seconds. So 26 seconds was the actual brew time, 40 seconds was the full shot time. So it's about, you know, 20 and 20, something like that. We're kind of close, but this shot went quite a bit faster than the previous. So I imagine I'm gonna have a lot higher acidity and it's gonna be a more vibrant shot. You know, some people like that. For me, I like the sweeter shots, so I have a feeling I'm gonna end up liking the first shot more, but we're gonna put milk into this one, so at the end of the day, it's gonna be perfectly okay. I'm gonna taste it for you guys though. Let me get my scale out of here. First, let's taste the shot. Let me stir it. Okay, I'm stirring it up a little bit. Give you guys a proper taste test. Okay, so here it is. It's a nice little pretty shot. I'm not sure if this is focusing properly there, but I think it is. Let me taste it. Wow, in a blind taste test, I don't know if I could tell the difference between these two shots. I don't know. Wow, they're very similar. In some way, and this is totally unexpected, but in some way, I would say that this shot is a little bit more balanced. I don't know. You know what? I think this one's better. Again, in a blind taste test, both shots next to each other, I'm not sure, but from what I remember the first one tasting, I think this one is just slightly better, a little bit smoother, a little bit more well balanced. Well, okay, I didn't see that coming at all, but I'm gonna have to say this one is a tiny little bit better. All right, we're gonna steam some milk and see. Oh, by the way, Milk steaming has been a lot, you just get better texture, better milk to try to do latte art. My latte art still sucks. It's not like it went from like bad to like good or something, but I have to say it's a little bit easier to get some latte art with this machine than with the infuser. All right, let's steam some milk and try to do this. I'm gonna bring you guys back again. Put my shot here. All right, give myself some room there in the back. Milk is already ready in here. My usual workflow. I'm not gonna get into all of that today. So this steam one stays cold, so you can touch it. You can purge the steam one, dry it. Just easier process, easier to keep clean. So something cool about the Bianca, right? So it's a cool touch steam one. It won't burn you. Let's see if we can get some latte art. Again, don't get too excited. It's not gonna be too good, but we'll see what we get today. I hope this thing is focused. Oh, I can't see the screen. Give me a second. I can't believe what I found when I a little piece of you into. All right. It's again, you guys know I don't do good latte art, but it is what it is. But I so far every single time I've made 3 cappuccinos on the Bianca, and every single time I end up getting something. It might not be perfect, but I get something. Here's another thing. I should have had my glasses on while I was trying to do the latte art because I couldn't see too good. But there you see it. We got something. It's not bad. I'll take that. Anyway, what really matters is what it tastes like, and let's give it a taste test. All right, so our first cappuccino together from the new Lelit Bianca. Spot on and so good, but again, so it was with the Bravo infuser. Okay, it was always good. It was really, really good. To make great cappuccinos, that's all you need. You get a little Bravo infuser and a nice grinder, you're gonna be fine. I do have to say, as far as steaming milk and trying the latte art and all of that, for sure with this machine, way easier. I don't know what it is. I can't put my hand on it. I don't know if it's the texture of the foam or what it is, but all I know is that every time I get something acceptable. Before, it was very unpredictable. I might get like way too much foam, not enough foam, or it wouldn't flow. The main problem was that it wouldn't flow right. I don't know. It would start to flow and then stop, and then you couldn't get any more foam out for some reason. Or too much foam would come out from the get-go and kind of mess up everything. So it was not like this. This is so much easier to control. Anyway, this video is gonna be, again, I keep telling you guys, I hope you don't mind, but it's gonna be somewhat raw and unedited, and I'm just gonna put it all up there and upload the whole thing and just cut out some of the areas when I'm not saying anything. So it might not have any music other than maybe the track at the end and a little bit of that little 2.5 minute clip that took me like 2 hours to make earlier today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Anyway, let me have some more of this. So yeah, as the days go and we make more videos, be expecting a lot more espresso videos, okay? Because now that I have the Bianca, of course, I want to use it a lot more. So maybe we're gonna start getting a little bit more into making Americanos instead of just like pour overs. So, but sometimes what we could do is do the small batch, like we've been doing with the triplet. If we want to try something, like the day we open the Ritual, I need to make a little pour over, you know. So we'll do a small batch on the triplet, and then we'll pull a shot with the Lelit Bianca. And man, I'm enjoying the machine a whole bunch. You know, it's a pleasure to use, easy to keep clean. I did not see that coming. Filling up the water turned out to be a non-issue. It's not a big deal. We'll talk a little bit more about the water solution that I'm using, and what it is that I'm doing for my water. It's the same like with the infuser, you know, nothing different. Maybe in the future I might start making my own water or using the little third way water packets or something. People swear by that, but you know, we'll get into that more in another video. Right, let me give this another taste test. Man, so good. I needed some coffee too. So yeah, a lot of new toys to play with, a lot of new things. The next video, like I already said, is gonna be the unboxing, my first thoughts, and let's see what I put together for you guys there. Oh, and making that coffee on the mocha pot. So yeah, from the Bay Area, the last coffee I have to review is this one from Ritual. But I do have a few coffees from Good Brothers that I wanna open and try also. So yeah, a lot of fun videos coming. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Iceman, I gotta get my little plunger. Jesse, I haven't heard from you in a little while. Hope you're doing well. Joan, a lot of interaction from Joan. Thanks so much. Hope you're enjoying your dual boiler. We'll talk about it more in another video, but I almost got that one. But then the Bianca came out in white, and it kind of sold me on it. I was like, wow, it's perfect for me. You know, that wooden accents and with the white theme, it just fits perfect. And I could do the flow control and all that, kind of make it fun. So, that's why I went that route. So we'll talk about it more in another video, but I hope you're enjoying your dual boiler. It is a great machine. It's a fantastic machine. Enjoy it. What else? Oh yeah, you have that niche on order. So when that comes in, you're gonna get some good use out of that. Anyway, like I always tell you guys, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But the Niche Zero to me is like the most beautiful grinder. I just love the way it looks. And when you see it in person, it's even better. It's nice and small and like just cool, easy to use. It's just a pleasure, I will eventually get the Dual, the new Niche Dual with the flat burrs. We'll see. I'll order that maybe in the next few months. I'll get me one of those. And again, it's not like, definitely I don't need it. It's just something that you want, and I want my brew bar to be complete, and I gotta have a flat burr grinder. So anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you for all the new subscribers. A few people that have been trickling into the channel. I'm glad that you guys have been enjoying this little afternoon brews with me on the weekends. I thank each and every single one of you. Please comment something below. That's really what keeps me motivated on making these videos, because the interaction between us is what makes it fun. Hopefully I didn't misspeak and say something that something crazy here, but hopefully the video is somewhat easy to follow and make sense. Anyway, if not, help me out by using your imagination and kind of imagine what I meant to say. So thank you for watching. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I hope you guys are brewing something tasty, and I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.